Hey guys, I'm Sean from Bluehub, and today I'm going to be discussing emails from the settings that can be used to configure them and what they look like when they actually come through. So the first step is setting up our templates to be emailed out correctly. To do this, we can come into our Deer account, we can navigate the settings and then press Documents and Email Templates. Within here, we can then click into whichever template we'd like to change, such as our invoice here, where we're given a list of options. Now the first thing we're going to want to set up is our email template. Now what our email template is just our document we're going to be sending that will attach itself to any emails. In this case, it's going to be whatever we provide file-wise into this option here. Now these can be configured in the same way as document templates, meaning they use the same merge fields, the same formatting, everything like that. It's just this one's going to attach directly to the email and basically be the content of the email versus just an attachment. We also want to pick our email subject. So Deer nicely gives us a list of all of our different things we'll have within our merge fields we can use within our subject here, such as our sales order number, our PO number, our invoice number, all of the above. So that's the first thing we're going to want to set up, our subject for our email and the actual contents of our email. Once we've set that up, we can then configure who we actually want to email to. So here we can take whether we want them to be all active users, so anyone who isn't deprecated. Here we can click all company contacts, regardless of whether they're deprecated or not. We can supply a mailing list if we want. So this would be set up within the automation module. You can set up a mailing list, and here we can select that mailing list. And here we can add in anyone we want to be BCC'd in when we actually send out these emails. Finally, we have send to the customer and send to the sales rep. So if there's a sales rep listed, it would send it to their email. If there's a customer listed, which there will be, it's going to send it to their email. Once we're happy with any changes here, we can then hit save. And that's going to be the first step in setting up our emails to work correctly. It's going to be doing that for all of our templates we're going to be using. The next step is going to be clicking settings and going into our general settings, in which we have some email options. So if I search email within here, immediately here we have some email options. So first off, we can either add our sender as a CC or not add our sender as a CC. So this is just whether we want the actual person sending the email to be included when the email is sent. We also have the option above to pick whether we want the email to be sent from a Deer Systems account, so it's going to be a generic Deer Systems ID, or the actual person logged into the account. So if you want these the emails coming from the account to be seen as they're coming from you, you would pick the login user. Or if you wanted it to be seen as just the Deer account, you'd use sent from the system. Alternatively, if you want it to be the company's billing contact, you can specify that here. The next option we have is a global BCC address, and this is just if you want to CC an address into all your emails, so you can track everything that comes in of and goes out of Deer. You can add an email address in here, and it's always going to be included, so you can check any email coming in or out using that email address. Next here, we have our email read receipts. So we can have here read receipts come through or not come through, depending on whether we want them or not. We can also see, in fact, I believe that's everything in terms of our general settings for emails then. So they're kind of the only options we have. If there's anything that you want to do that isn't listed there, unfortunately it just won't be possible because they are the two kind of configurations we have. From here I'll show you how that looks when we actually send it out. So if I go to our simple sale now, and I email our invoice out, we'll be given the following screen. So as you can see here, it's pulled in me as the customer. It's also pulled in no CCs because I didn't include any. We can then have our subject, which is what we set up before, but instead of now having the merge fields, you can see that it's actually filled out the sales order number, the invoice number, and the date using merge fields. It's copied in our actual invoice PDF for me to access once the email's been sent to me. And we have our email template here, which has been provided and merge fields have been used to specify things like, once again, my name, the invoice number, and the date is actually going out. If we want to add anyone else to this email from the company's contacts, we can press the plus button here, and any of our contacts within the company can then be included. Same for the CC option. If I want to CC myself into here, I could click onto this and I could add myself as a CC contact as well as the primary contact. If you had additional contacts, you could add them there instead. Next, we can skip, say I'm not a robot, and then send that out. Now I'm going to pull that email up to show you what it looks like, and then I'll be back with you. Hi guys, I'm back now that I've got that email come through. So here you can now see that I've received 2 copies of the email. One likely based on the CC and one based on the sender. Since I'm the customer, it's going to put me in there, and since I've been CC'd, I'm going to receive 2 copies of this email. You can also see the attachment here, so this is the invoice that it was attached, how it comes through, and how we can then preview that. And there we get a copy of our actual invoice itself. Once I go back, if I then hit reply, I can then send messages back to the company who actually sent this to me. So in your case, this would be your customer responding to you, saying something like, I'm happy with that invoice. And if we have our option where we're sending it from our own account, they can then send that back to us, and we'll be included in on that, so we can go back and forth on that chain then. I hope this was helpful in understanding how the emails in Deer will work. Obviously there are quite a few things to configure there, so I can't show every kind of scenario, but that's just how it will work generally. As you can see there, the email chain has gone back, I've sent that message back to myself, and we can see the original message within here to go back and forth on something like a quote or pricing. But that will be all for me for today. I hope this was helpful, and I'll speak to you next time. Bye!